relationships and cultivating deep relationships within our lives. Relationships are very much part of our being. We are brought into a circle, into a so-called karmic relationship within our family. We are brought into a circle, so-called karmic relationship of our society. We are brought into a circle, so-called karmic relationship of different intellectual abilities. We grow around people that have different interests, skills. Some of them we connect to, some of them just touch us slightly. Some of them leave deep impressions on our soul. We are born within the relationships, within the matrix of relationships. We have our siblings around us, we have our parents around us, we have our family around us. And this growing through the relationship and this understanding what a relationship means to me is a powerful thing that happens to each one of us. Understanding a relationship we have with our parents is a very powerful thing. Understanding why is it that our moms and dads hurt us so deeply, and why is it that we have problems forgiving them is a very deep learning. Understanding how much of the sacrifice this particular relationship, parents versus children, has within its matrix is a powerful learning. All through our lives we learn about relationships the best we can, and we are limited by what we have been taught by the society, by our age and wisdom that we have gained through our own experience, by our age, by our way to relate to different people's problems, by our way to know how to learn by other people's experience. We read books and we learn about relationships. We play with friends and we learn about relationships. We have a family, a very close family or extended family, and still we learn about ourselves and how we relate to our family. We learn slowly how to love. We learn how to be. We learn how to transform different frustrations or negative feelings into a bit more nourishing feelings that can help us grow within our lives. We learn from our children how to behave towards our children. We learn about relationships from animals. We learn about relationships from plants. We learn about relationships from Gaia, from Earth, from our relationship to Gaia. We can learn about love from a tree. We can learn about educating from an animal. Our feelings. We can learn about love from a human being. They're all different perspectives of love. And yet, and still, we are learning about relationships. If we educate our feelings towards compassion, towards love, towards understanding, we will train our brain to react within particular situations in a particular way. For example, one of the things that is a golden virtue that each of us need to train is patience. In patience, basically almost destroys the tiny, beautiful net that soul has woven inside of us, of the feelings and thoughts. Patience has to be trained. Is a very precious quality that must be learned in all the aspects of life. Patience gives us this trust in divine, in the fact that everything will actually be okay, that within our life we are in safe hands, that with a rightful effort we will reach rightful destination if we are patient enough to experience it. Similar is with anger. Anger builds walls around the souls, and soul cannot talk to a person that has anger, exercises anger as a quality. If you are capable of anger, if you allow anger to master you, there will be many situations in life where you will feel sorry for your reactions. Anger is an obstacle to expression, to clear thinking, to understanding. Anger is an energy that can be transformed into many different energies. Fearfulness, superstition, prejudice, vanity, curiosity, ambition, irritability, an urge to gossip, separating, discriminating on the basis of race or gender or spiritual progress, are all sort of misunderstandings that our minds create. We can live without them. We can learn to recognize what is the difference between rightful thinking and rightful talking and rightful action, and action, thinking and feeling within the space of misunderstandings. within the space of confusion, within the space of mental abuse. Prejudices will prevent us from seeing the other person rightfully. Fear will prevent us from seeing things rightfully. If we work on the development of virtues, and if we are completely honest about what's happening within us in regards to these particular virtues, we will honestly say to ourselves that we have to develop a particular part of us that will help us waste less energy, that will help us waste less time on useless activity. Behavior such as being gentle, developing gentleness, developing compassion, are beautiful for the expression of the soul. This simple, quiet attention that listens to the soul's life can happen only if we develop gentleness and stillness. If we are silent and still, we will be able to hear our soul's voice. We will be able to hear the symbols that communicate with us all throughout the day about our soul state, about our mental state, mind state, or bodily state. But for it, we have to be completely truthful to ourselves, truthful about different intentions, thoughts, feelings that we had, truthful towards the emotions that are not nourishing us, truthful towards the energies that are not supporting us, truthful towards ourselves when we are going against the life flow, when we are not living within the center, when we are within the emotional or mental setup that we rather not live, we rather not experience. This truthfulness towards our own way of expression will bring us forward within our spiritual growth, will be our first step, a reminder within our spiritual path, a reminder that we are walking towards our highest potential, towards the right goal, that we are walking towards the development of virtues, towards development of rightfulness on all very subtle levels of our being. Love relationships and experiencing love for the first time. Love relationships and understanding love for the first time. understanding this feeling of falling in love and understanding these butterflies in the stomachs and understanding the sexual attraction we feel towards the other person. Understanding relationships and love towards another being. Learning about ourselves through learning about this energy, love that is intermingled with the energy of sexual attraction, and learning about our thought patterns, learning about our emotional capability to love, learning about our body reactions, actions. Whoever has passed through the first 6 months of falling in love will know how different that state is from normal state of being. Falling in love is full of life flow, full of energy flow. Falling in love, we have the person we are in love with up in the sky in front of us. He is the best, or she is the best person on earth, and we think about the person. We ideate this person. We basically live through this hypnosis about the person we are in love with. No matter is the person the one real one next to us, or it is an imaginary figure that happened because we fell in love with somebody we don't quite know, the reaction of the body and of the mind is the same. And learning about love and the relationship and how much this relationship is in our hands, in our capability to love and accept love, in our awakeness, in our consciousness, in our conscious ability to accept love as a choice, a conscious choice within our lives, is a big learning. It is not easy to accept love as a conscious choice within our lives. If we take love as an unknown energy that scares, we will find it difficult to open to love. We will find it difficult to open to this wonderful flow that leaves us vulnerable. If we understand that this energy can be repeated, that this energy can be learned, that this energy is the energy of the life flow, that is love, that can be reproduced. If we learn how to reproduce it within our lives, we will not be connected to the flow of the activities around us. We will not wait for the perfect prince to come and kidnap us. We will not feel anxiety and go into the unknown of, will my loved one ever become my reality? We will learn how to love. We will learn how to see the beauty in the person in front of us. And we will learn how to keep this flame of love within our heart, even when the energy of falling in love is gone from our lives. They say that the chemistry within our brain at the time we are in love is very similar to the chemistry of the brain of the person that is crazy. They say that the chemistry that our body produces when we are in love is very similar to this obsessive energy or obsessive thinking that we have when we are going crazy. Isn't it interesting? Falling in love has a very different quality of the energy of love, but one can lead to the other, and that is a beautiful thing. If we feel love and a deep connection with the person we first fell in love with. Unfortunately, as time passes and mundane activities swallow our time, we start to take relationships for granted. We start to take other people for granted. Taking other people for granted takes the energy out of this beautiful flow that is called love. It takes the energy from love. It drains you of the love. It drains you of the life force that flows through you once you are in love, you are with the love flow. Mundane activities and thoughts, jealousy, worry, and the simple boredom takes the inspiration out of the relationship. And no matter how perfect a partner is, this taking somebody for granted could be the end relationship if we do not take care of it ourselves, if we do not put an effort into it, if we do not see a relationship as a possibility. Each relationship can grow and it could fulfill its highest potential. Each relationship is a possibility to touch the depth of understanding and wisdom. Each relationship can grow to be a wonderful spiritual as much as physical or mental relationship. Each relationship can teach us many wonderful things. If we have chosen a person and we live with this person because we have chosen it, if we have devoted time and energy into the relationship we have with this person, it is very valuable to constantly ask yourself, am I living the highest potential of my relationship? Is my partner living the highest potential of our relationship, in relationship with me? And is our relationship now at this particular point living at its highest potential? Having kids can tremendously disturb the relationship we have with other people, simply because kids need time. Having kids disturb our relationship with our own self, with our family, with our friends, with our partner. Having kids can actually cause us to go into states where we are so scatter-minded that we destroy the relationship we have with our own kids. relationships could grow and be beautiful. Relationships could nurture us. Relationships could be our source of love and wisdom and inspiration. So give time in your life for relationships. Nurture your friends. Remember your family. Nurture the relationships you have at work. Understand your neighbors. Try to love your neighbors. Nurture the relationship you have with your partner. Nurture the relationship you have with your children. Nurture the relationship you have towards animals, towards plants, towards our planet Earth. Feel love. Train love. Spread love. Be love. Be love within your relationships. If you are love within your relationships, the life will flow and you will be in harmony with it. If you are love within your relationships, your heart will be open to the life flow. Your heart, your soul, your mind and body will all be in harmony with the life flow. And it is so beautiful to live in the